Ayan na. Kamusta kayo dyan, mga ka-haydar, ka-mameta, ka-deep divers, ka-tiktokers, ka-youtubers, ka-facebookers. Yan, let's just hope na, kasi dito sa screen ko sa isa, parang hindi lumalabas yung kung lumalabas ako. Andyan na ba kayo, yung mga ka-Facebook din natin dyan? Kailangan natin yan kasi i-project natin yung mga graphics para mamaya share din natin dito ulit sa mga kasama natin sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. Ayan, nandito pala tayo. Legit pala tayo, guys. Ito na. Marami tayong pag-usapan. That was an eventful week by all indications, mga kameta. So, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat for joining us throughout back-to-back analysis. Nakailang episode tayo, guys, with Sir Ronald Liamas, RRM, tapos mga interviews natin here and there, including of course with our friends from all around the world and experts from all around the world. Si Hunter naman the other day, na-upload po natin interview natin with Hunter Marston, joining us live from Rhode Island. Yan, pinag-usapan din natin US elections, si Trump kahapon, nakadalawa actually parang tatlo na tayong back-to-back discussions about Donald Trump over the past 48 hours, mga kameta. Yan, shoutout naman dyan sa lahat ng mga natin dyan, mga kaibigan natin dyan. So, thank you guys for the interaction, for engagement, for discussions, for subscriptions, no? Tuloy-tuloy lang yung patasan yung subscription natin. Please continue to do that. Yun, mura lang naman actually libre mag-subscribe. May comment kasi dyan, ba't glasses natin inaano nyo, tulad sa mura. Okay, 7-Eleven lang to sa sa Copenhagen. Okay. Guys, ito pag-usapan natin. Maraming nangyayari. So, kahapon medyo napagod na tayo. Napagod tayo dun sa discussion natin kay Donald Trump. Sabaw na tayo. Katulad ng sinabi natin, yung mga nagsabi na ito na, tapos ng laban, may panalo na, hindi nila alam yung pinagsasabi nila dyan. Talagang mahaba-habang usapan pa ito. If anything, mukhang mas determinado na si Trump at maging mas galit pa siya dito sa parating na elections. At the same time, mga kamets, of course, medyo iba ng usapan ngayon, di ba? Hindi lang itong usapin ng sino mas magaling na kandidato, sino mas malakas na leader. Ang usapin dito, guys, ngayon is kung gusto niya isang leader na convicted criminal versus isang leader na, sige, atakin yung anak niya, atakin yung age niya, atakin ganun, pero hindi convicted. Di ba? At alam natin, regardless na sino manalo dito, medyo mas bitter, mas polarized, mas aggressive, mas medyo sabog yung US politics after that. At unfortunately, may implication naman ito sa Pilipinas. So pag-usapan natin, guys, today, a number of things pagdating sa Pilipinas, pagdating sa our place in the world, kasi weekend na tayo, alam mo naman, Saturday na tomorrow. And yes, bagong buwan na tayo, June 1st na tayo. So again, thank you so much sa lahat ng mga suporta niyo throughout the May. Very, very eventful month. From April, May, back-to-back talks tayo. From joining you from all around the world in a way, right? No, from Bangkok, from South Carolina, from Berkeley, from Stanford. So thank you so much, guys. Again, dun sa mga sumuporta sa atin through and through. Now, pag-usapan natin, guys, ito na, guys. Bago natin pag-usapan si BBM, kasi sasabihin ko, pag nilagay yung BBM, ayun na eh. Nag-ano na kayo, nag-switch out na, nag-switch off na kayo pag sinasabi kong BBM. Wag naman kayo, guys, ganun. Presidente natin yan. Kahit di nyo binoto yan, di ko rin binoto yan. Kahit ayaw nyo doon, presidente pa rin natin. At saka kung may ginagawa naman na medyo matino-tino, especially kung ang, siyempre, ang pinag-usapan dito, yung ating territorial integrity, sovereign rights, medyo mga seryosong bagay yan. So, pag-usapan natin, guys, yan, alright? Now, before going there, let's go here. Domestic politics muna tayo, guys. Kasi we need to talk about both opposition at saka yung isa naging opposition dahil hindi binigay ng position or hindi nakuha yung gusto nila. Unahin natin yung mga naging opposition lang dahil hindi binigay yung gusto nila or hindi binigay yung kanilang position na gusto nila, di ba? Alam niyo na pinag-usapan natin. Ito na, mga ka-DDS. Kamusta naman kayo dyan? Kamusta naman dyan? Joining us from United Arab Emirates, from Edmonton, Canada. Yan, may mga trolls pa dyan na iba na hindi mamaya natin i-block, okay? Mamaya na, busy pa tayo. Ito, guys, pag-usapan natin ito. Let me start a little bit local, a little bit transition tayo sa opposition again. I want to go back to that theme because I think one of the main themes of the week was may pag-asa pa ang yung traditional opposition, right? Especially now, of course, earlier this week, na-meet din natin si Bang Makino. Alam niyo naman ako, I keep communication channels with every side para lang maintindihan natin na mas mabuti ano nangyayari sa ating bansa, di ba? This is just part of our journalism and scholarship. But before going there, pag-usapan muna natin mga Dutertes. Now, interestingly, ito na naman si Sir Ivan. Ito naman itong right-winger na ito na, ayan na naman tayo. In fairness naman, paminsan-minsan may mga matino din pinapost to. Ito. Hindi ko alam kung guys. Honestly, hindi ko alam kung late na ito. Kailan ba ito? Recently lang ba ito? Pero ito guys, etong video, tinignan natin. Wait lang. Oops. Wag. Yan, ipakita na lang natin yan. Hopefully, mapaplay natin. Ito. Pasa dito sa video na yan, mukhang, medyo nagpa-cool down ang mga Dutertes. Or at least some of them. No? Or the one who comes closest to being the junior of Digong. No? At, I think this tells you something. Iko-connect natin mamayan kay BBM. Kasi, kanina, may discussion tayo with si Beshi natin na si Ronald Llamas. So, ito yung conversation natin kanina. Di ba? Gwapong-gwapo talaga si Sir Ronald. Ito yung kanina pinag-usapan natin, doon kami sa bulwagan ng mga bayani sa UP Asian Center. Of course, salamat sa UP Asian Center. Shout out naman dyan. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to have some national talagang independence. Hindi lang day ang parating, pero National Independence Month ang parating. So, meron tayong mga ginawa na ukol dito sa issue nito at pinag-usapan natin maraming bagay-bagay, guys. So, please stay tuned, no? Dun sa mga ginawa natin. May patikim tayong pinost dyan, actually, dyan sa Twitter ngayon, kung saan pinag-usapan namin si Loading, General Luna. Alright? So, lahat yan pinag-usapan natin, mga bagay-bagay na yan. Okay? So, thank you so much again. Abangan yan. So, from Ilustrado ngayon naman, mga bayani naman ang pag-usapan natin. Of course, paras naman silang dalawa. But I mean, bulwagan ng bayaning vibes dito. Anyway, ang contention ni Ronald is that si BBM ay medyo tumatapang na. Alright? Ako naman, ang contention case nagiging mas matapang din siya on the international stage. Right? And a big part of that is because ang mga tao ay mas komportable is because mas komportable siya in terms of dealing with world powers. But one part na dapat titignan din natin is baka parang bumait ang mga Dutertes. Alright? Parang bumait sila. Parang, okay? Parang. Yan. Actually, kahit anong gagawin mo, kung talagang konyotic ka, lalabas yung pagka-konyotic mo pag sinabi mo itong dalawang words na yan. Lugar at parang. Okay, itong dalawa na yan. Meron pa isa hindi ko maalala ngayon. Medyo sabaw na tayo. Kanina umaga pa tayo nagle-lecture and talks. Lugar, parang. Okay. Nasaan na? Sorry guys, sabaw na tayo. Medyo ang dami natin ginawa today. Thanks, by the way. Shoutout kay Mommy, yung videographer natin kanina. Tsaka shoutout naman dun sa mga kasama natin sa UP Asian Center helping me to set up kasi sinet up pa natin lighting, everything, camera, ganun. Medyo hassle din yun. Hindi madali. Ito, post na natin. Saan ba kanya ito? Si Bossing Ivan. Misa pag parang pagod ako kasi masyado akong ginagawa na, marami tayong ginagawa na ukol sa international issue, tapos gusto ko lang mag-catch up sa mga domestic, check ko yun si Ivan. Matino naman ibang pinopost niya. Okay naman. Mukhang wala siya ngayon, Sige lang. Ito guys, Ito. Narinig nyo ba? Ito. So, kaya yan, kay Boss Ivan yan. Tingnan natin. Wait lang ayusin natin. Wait. Yan. Okay. Ayusin natin. Ito na. Interact.
Conflict.
Yan.
If it's for
Yun na.
Para sa lahat natin, para sa buong bansa.
Ayan na, medyo mabait-bait na sila.
Kasi kung ako lang yun, I do not know kung I do not know sa tatay ko, I do not know sa kanila. I just want this to end.
Oh, I just want this to end. Ayan ang gulo ito.
Kung unit team, kasi mas kung maganda, ako lang yun, sana. I do not know kung I do not know sa tatay ko, I do not know sa kanila.
Ayan.
I just want this to see. I just will always, like...
Yung pagsasalita niya, no, parang Tatay Digong style. Yung nagpo-pause siya, tapos gumagano. Yan.
Over conflict.
Ayan, choose peace over
Peace for-
conflict.
Para sa lahat natin.
Aba,
Para sa buong bansa.
talagang. Ito ulit na.
Kasi kung ako lang yun, kasi kung ako lang yun, tatay ko, kung to sa tatay ko, kanila, sa kanila, I just want this to end. I just want this to end. I just want kung unit team,
Yun.
mas maganda.
Yan, nakuha
sana
natin.
nandyan pa yung unit team. But, wala eh. Let's see. We will always, like, choose peace over conflict.
Ayan, we will always choose peace over conflict.
Para sa lahat natin.
Para sa lahat daw, I just
Para
want
sa
this to end. So, ano yan, ito na yung white flag na nila. So, yun ang...
Kasi kung ako lang yun, I do not know
Diba?
kung I do not know sa tatay ko.
Nako,
I do not know
nasaan
sa
na siya?
kanila.
Oo.
I just want this to end. I just want kung unit team,
Ayan na naman tayo,
mas
di ko na siya
maganda,
matanggal.
sana
Nasaan na siya?
Nandyan pa yung unit team.
Wait lang guys, may na-press na naman tayo.
Let's see. We will always, like, choose peace over conflict. If it's para sa lahat.
Okay, so I want to use, I want to demonstrate this guys as a transition point lang, no?
Kasi kung ako lang yun, I do not know kung I do not know sa tatay ko, I do not know sa kanila.
Alright, i-close natin yan. Okay. So, Baste on his part is kind of signaling that, signaling the escalation. Alright, signaling this. Bago tayo pumunta dun sa US-China rivalry, pag-usapan muna natin yung Cold War naman sa loob ng Pilipinas. Medyo may mala Cold War din itong Duterte versus Marcos na yan. At mukhang medyo nag-raise ng white flag yung iba. Base dito sa video na nakita natin, of course, you cannot make a totalistic or comprehensive judgment based on just one video or one statement. But I think it's quite telling. Considering everything na sinasabi ng mga Duterte na yan laban kay Marcos, of course, about his lifestyle, about yung kanyang pagkatao. Tapos you have all of that kind of tapos meron ka pa yung mga PDEA live leak, ganun. Pansin nyo guys, parang wala na yata nanonood kay Buljak. Nanonood ba kayo ba yung Buljak? Yung Marley ka ba yan? Yung parang wala nang pumapansin sa kanya kasi parang na-lost bigla eh. Na-lost bigla yung yung all of that PDEA leak, yung Maricel Soriano, yun yung talagang height ng kanilang Hanasya. Ako naman, favorite ko pa rin yung back and forth with Jinggoy, di ba? Pero after, parang wala na, lost na. Kasi, syempre, lahat ng attention napunta dun sa issue ni Alice Go, which obviously, dapat talaga gets national attention. Ang problema ko nga dyan is sana hindi lang attention lang, hindi lang hanggang pakit-pakit lang, hindi lang sana meron meron follow through. Uy, wag natin pag-usapan masyado tong issue na to, baka ma-block tayo sa TikTok na naman. 'Di ba? Mukhang na booking na naman ng TikTok kasi yung kasama natin si Joseph Morong ng GMA Network na mute naman yung biglang yung pinost niya ukol sa West Philippine Sea. Tayo naman matagal ko sinasabi yan. Yan kasi yan ang issue ko sa atin sa Pilipinas. Pag nagkakaproblema yung isa sa mga journalist, isa sa mga tao tapos nagreklamo, hindi ko alam, parang hindi nagre-respond yung ibang tao unless sila rin affected. Pero anyway, I hope the Philippine Senate will deal with it in a reasonable way. ilang beses na ewan ko rin sa'yo. Okay. Ilang beses na log out yung yung account ko sa TikTok pag nagpo-post ako ng West Philippine Sea. But anyway, pag inattack natin yung mga local, wala nang paki yung TikTok na yan eh. Pero pagdating sa West Philippine Sea, China, pati kay Alice ko, parang, you never know. You never know. Walang laglagan, walang aminan, di ba? Now, let me just say this. So on one hand, itong new Cold War, itong Cold War between Marcos and the Duterte camp, medyo nagko-cool down na siya. Precisely because the Duterte camp is de-escalating it, having, again, this is just for now, having recognized the limitations of their power. Nakita na talaga nila may limitasyon talaga yung power nila. Nag-all-out attack sila kay BBM, kung ano-anong sinabi nila, nagpa-separation ng Mindanao, kung ganun-ganon. Walang sumuporta sa kanila beyond Davao. Si Pantaleon Alvarez lang yata sumuporta sa kanila or something like that, diba? So I think, at yun ang sinasabi ko since last year pa eh. Na sa tingin ko, itong Duterte-Marcos Cold War ay itong tuloy-tuloy ito for foreseeable future unless something significant happens like the ICC warrant of arrest or something like that. Otherwise, both sides have an interest in keeping it under a certain threshold, no? But going back to this, user, ikaw ay isang troll, umalis ka. Ikaw walang integridad, umalis ka. Yan. Yung mga bayaran na walang iya. Ayan. Talagang dapat mapakulong yung mga troll na yan eh. Ayan. Balikan natin ito guys For me it's interesting that Basta is saying things like that na we want peace, ayaw natin ng gulo. Well, sino naman naghanap ng gulo, di ba? Now, I think if this were a recent one, most likely ito yung response to dun sa sinasabi ni President Marcos over the past few days na yung attack niya dun sa laban sa mga tinatawag niya na brazen destabilization, right? Brazen destabilization. So I think it's quite interesting that President Marcos Jr. na for a very long time ay mabait-bait yung mga pinagsasabi niya. Blatant attempts at destabilization, to be more accurate about it. Okay, blatant attempts at destabilization. Ito. Let me get the exact headline. Ito. Labas. Blatant attempts. Blatant talaga, meaning in your face, talagang wala talagang plausible deniability. And it's important that Marcos said this while he is in solid north, or north at least, while he is in front of PMA, in front of future members of the AFP and PNP and future leaders of AFP and PNP, because we're talking about, especially AFP, I think PNP medyo iba na, but AFP. So we're talking about future military leaders, future generals. It's very important that he made that statement laban sa mga destabilizers. And of course, as you know, ang kasama din niya dun sa event na yan ay no less than Sara Duterte. Diba? So I think that was a very strong statement, at least by Marcos standards. Considering he's next to Sara Duterte and he's talking about blatant destabilization. So obviously, you can see the point of reference. Ito yung sinabi ni BBM nung isang araw. Wait, nasa Baguio yata siya nandun tayo sa Baguio. Aba, ito, May 19. Ito sabi niya, bagong Pilipinas is now being slowly born. This is a time of birth pains. Sadly, of opportunism, blatant attempts of destabilization, and last-ditch to cling to the rapidly disappearing past. Oh, wow, diba? Medyo ibang klase yan, Ayan na naman yung mga tambalos-los. Jake Arizona, isa ka pang block na naman, troll kang bayaran ka. Yun, boom. Sige lang, mag-troll lang kayo dyan. I-mekos natin ang account nyo dyan. So ito guys, but we must be resolute, we must hold on, we cannot turn back. Okay guys, this is quite a strong statement coming from BBM. So obviously, alam mo naman natin yung point of reference dito, di ba? Sino pa bang pinag-usapan niya? Yung cling on to the past na fast disappearing, obviously, yung power ng DDS. Or actually, once upon a time power ng DDS. Again, it's quite important he's saying it right next to Sara Duterte. Diba? Right next to Sara Duterte. And he's saying this, guys, boom, dyan pa sa PMA, right? Where the future military leaders are, and obviously andun din yung mga senior officials, etc. So I think it was quite very, very telling, no, and poignant for BBM to make those statements right next to Sara Duterte and right in front of the future military leaders, and of course behind him are also a lot of military officials and leaders na incumbent, no. So this is a very important thing. So it's quite interesting na while the Duterte camp is playing nice or sinasabi na gusto nilang peace, ayaw nilang conflict, ganun, this is also the time that BBM is coming out, guns blazing, and saying, no, hindi pwedeng ganyan-ganyan lang kayo. Hindi pwede yan. So I think this is quite important. We haven't heard anything like that from BBM throughout all the past 2 years or so. Parating sinasabi na, hindi, unity pa rin. You know, it's complicated. Pa-cute siya, pa-showbiz siya. Parang ginagawa niya sa mga vlogs niya dati, yung mga ganun. But this time, him saying that, guys, ooh, that means a lot. That means na, eto na, he's gaining confidence and he feels that momentum is on his side, that time is on his side, that he has the upper hand pagdating sa itong Cold War between the Marcoses and Dutertes. Now, before I transition to BBM a bit and then talk about the big picture geopolitics, let me just add this. The reason why ito ay Cold War at hindi Civil War, alright, the reason why this is a Cold War but not Civil War is because Sara Duterte is playing also her cards smartly. So one of the reasons why si BBM holds back from going all out against the Duterte is precisely because yung vice president niya is Sara Duterte. And one reason why he cannot go extremely aggressive against the Duterte is because Sara Duterte, at least on the surface, is showing certain degree of deference and loyalty. As far as Sara is concerned, you have not seen anything significant from her. The most thing she has done na hindi tugma or sumang-ayon dun sa positioning ni Marcos is yung mga no comment na sinasabi niya. But it's a neutrality in a sense that at least, let's talk, let's mistake. Right? And no comment is way better than saying comment na completely contradictory dun sa sinasabi ni BBM. Right? And in fact, you can spin no comment as saying, who am I? Vice Presidente lang naman ako. Backup plan lang naman ako at best. Shadow President lang ako at best. So tahimik na lang ako. I will leave the stage to the President. Right? So that's the importance, guys. That's the importance. So for me, ito ay medyo may pagka-Mexican standoff, may pagka-Cold War ito. But so long as Sara Duterte doesn't make a major mistake, meaning she doesn't go on out there, make a major speech attacking Marcos Jr. or calling for people power. She doesn't go out there and openly questioning yung mga key policies ni Marcos. She doesn't go out there and openly get involved in some massive protest against Marcos, assuming that Duterte and DDS can even mobilize any significant protest or anything. Nakita naman natin yung protest na ginawa nila, unti-unti lang. Mas konti pa sumali doon kaysa yung mga protest ng opposition laban kay Digong eh. So I think as long as Sara can keep things just below a certain threshold, Marcos will have a hard time going all out against them. If anything, that plays into Marcos Jr.'s very cautious nature na sige na nga, ang dami ko pang problema, ang daming mga bagay-bagay na dapat tignan natin. So this is where you see that in fairness to Inday Sara, she's doing the right thing. She's doing the smart thing here. So I think we have to give credit to Inday Sara because kung si Inday Sara went along dun sa attacks na yan, or if Inday Sara, in fact, I'll tell you what, di ba yung mga ginagawa natin videos about Sara, yung, hi guys, kamusta kayo dyan? Tapos papakita niyo yung mga ganun niya, baon-baon niya. Actually, if you think about it, alam ko pinagtatawanan ng mga tao yan, but ako natatawa minsan. But actually, if you think of it, there is a political wisdom to that. Because ang ginagawa ni Sara Duterte is dinidetoxify niya yung atmospherics. Ang ginagawa niya is dinidistress niya yung situation. No? She brings down immediately temperature. So dahil si Sara Duterte focuses on mga medyo pa-cute, medyo lifestyle, medyo pabiro-biro, she immediately brings down the temperature and avoids getting involved directly dun sa gulo na yan. And if anything, what is wise dun sa ginagawa ni Sara Duterte is that it allows Sara Duterte to still stay relevant in a certain sense without being toxic and without being polarizing and importantly without undermining her position. So yun yung wisdom ng ginagawa ni Sara Duterte. So in fairness, I would say she deserves credit for that. Or kung sino nag-isip yan or whether instinctive ito, she's doing the right thing. Kasi kung nagsalita ito or anything na completely contradictory kay Marcos, especially after may warning na si First Lady sa kanya na nakita ko tumawa-tawa ka ng tatay mo ganyan. After that, nag-gets ni Sara talaga na she has to be 100% careful. 100% careful. I won't be surprised also behind the scenes siguro kinausap niya kapatid niya mga ganun na hindi natin maano yung tatay natin, bahalan siya, basta tayo, wag tayo magulo. So I think Sara Duterte deserves some credit for keeping tensions below a certain threshold. I think she has done a very good job in that sense. So, but again, this all works for now. Who knows once the ICC warrant of arrest comes in, if ever, right? Among other issues. But I think for now, Sara is making the most out of the situation and avoiding a direct confrontation. So she is the clincher in Philippine politics. Because if she acted otherwise, sobrang iba ng dynamic yan. Hindi na Cold War ito, Civil War mode na ito. Alright? Of course, I don't mean it in a total civil war mode a la Rome, but more like a political civil war mode, right? Or low-intensity civil war mode, right? Okay. Now, going to BBM, let's try to understand where BBM is also coming from. Because naintindihan ko na yung iba dyan, ay atat na atat. Bakit BBM? Takot ka yata, duwag ka, kuting ka, ganyan ka. Well, if you look at BBM, in fairness naman, he's stepping up to the plate. As our good friend Ronald would put it, nagsiscale up siya. And if you look at it, interestingly, dun sa quotation niya, may kita mo talaga na he's openly warning them. Ito, prinsesa, ilan ang nanonood sa'yo, te? Baka 2 lang. Ilan ang followers mo? Sorry na naman sa 5 followers mo. Ayan talaga tayo. Ito talaga mga troll na walang iya talaga itong mga to. Ayan, tanggal. Boom. Okay. So now, I think it's important because we now have to transition in order to understand saan naman galing. Ayan na naman. Ayan, tanggal din natin. Ayan, boom. Talagang mga dami natin mga ka-DDS dito Dumadami na naman kayo Sige lang. Yan. Laos na Ay, sorry. Ano na Okay. Ito guys. You have to also understand where Marcos is coming from. Because as far as Marcos is concerned, yung state of mind niya is ang dami niyang mga problema. Ang dami niyang mga kakulangan. Yung issue ng inflation, hindi pa naayos. Right? Yung West Philippine Sea, lumala pa yung situation na yan. Okay? Laos na, saan ilan na kayo sa, protesta kayo. Ba't di niya matanggal-tanggal si BBM? Kasi laos na kayo. Yan. Sige lang. Ilan na, wala nang sa inyo, wala na. Okay, anyway, balikan natin ito. Sorry, sumasagot lang ako dun sa mga ibang trolls kasi gumagandang discussion natin We're doing something right. Hindi Nagtatroll sila sa akin, hindi dahil sila yung may clout, dahil tayo may clout. Otherwise, bakit sila may paki sa atin? So, thanks. I'll take that compliment. Di ba? Natatawa ka, magko-comment sila, wala naman nagko-comment, tapos ko-comment lang sila. Tanggal tuloy, troll.